In the book, A Brave New World, their quote that they go by is community, identity, and stability.
Hey guys, my name's Kaylee, and today I'm back with another vlog. This vlog is a little bit different than the ones I've normally done. This one's going to be about a book that I've been reading that's super interesting. This book is called Brave New World. I've been recently studying the post-colonial theory, and this book follows pretty perfectly the guidelines of it. But first, let's take a look at what this book is really about. A Brave New World is a future in which an ideal society has come to pass, controlled by a variety of forces, including genetic engineering, indoctrination, and drugs. Seemingly alone in his skepticism, all characters begin to voice critical opinions about this brave new world. There are a group of characters who are outcasts and different from the other people because they speak out and act differently and want to form their own opinions on the way society should be run, and they are very different from the way that everyone else acts in society. The first group is everyone that's living on the Savage Reserve. In Mexico, they're considered different because they don't follow any of the rules that society do. They have one partner and they have their own kids and their kids have a mother and father who bring them up and teach them the ways of how they think their society should be acting. The second group of people are John, who is from the reserve and has a mother, and his father is the director of the world state. John knows how to read and write, and he has a book about Shakespeare, which is one of the biggest no-nos in the world state. No one knew about Shakespeare. No one could quote him like John could, and that fascinated the five castes from the World State Society because he was different and he had his opinions and he knew a lot of what they didn't know. And also, Bernard is considered to be a misfit because of his size and his physique. He was much smaller and much scrawnier than the rest of the alpha cast members. He's not a normal alpha plus male, and he becomes very antisocial and weird around others. He also expressed his opinion to anyone who will listen, because most people didn't like him. Not a lot of people listened to what he had to say and did not believe what he had to say because it was so out of the norms of what society was teaching. He eventually gets exiled to a place by himself to live the rest of his life in his own thoughts and isolated from the rest of his own society. I feel the text represents various aspects of the colonial oppression because the world state is controlled by power and its controllers. They set laws and make people act in certain ways so that they can always have power over them. Their quote and what they live by is community, identity, and stability, which basically means that everyone is the same and they all must act and listen to what their controllers have put in place in order to survive. So in a way, they don't really have their own lives. They don't really have a say. They don't have their own opinions. Their opinions are based off of what they know and what their controllers have told them. With the 10 different controllers of the entire world, they only know the information that is provided to them so that they don't become corrupt and in a way that could end up having them act out and be exiled. Finally, I would like to talk about how this book fits into the post-colonial literary theory. The post-colonial is run by power and interrogating someone into believing their way is the best way. This is a perfect definition of the book because society is run by 10 different controllers who work very hard so that people will not form their own opinions and ask questions. They are all made in a certain way, so the different cast members are created in a way that they will do certain jobs. For example, some are to learn to hate books and flowers. Others have sleep therapies and are taught through their sleep to do certain things a certain way. And they have certain guidelines when creating these different casts on how to make them these certain ways. For example, they put in, some are oxygen deprived, others have alcohol in their serums when they're being made so that they can fit into society's norms and basically be controlled by the controllers and have no other people trying to take the opposite way of that and act out. It is a way to keep everyone under control and have their own way. They also cannot, when they form their opinions, because some will always act out and some won't follow the norms of society, they end up being exiled, and it is a lesson to the people who are still in society to not act out and to stay within the lines of their laws and their rules that they have to follow. I really hope you enjoyed my video today, and I encourage you guys all to read the book A Brave New World because it is a great one and it brings a new perspective on what our future could look like. So I really do encourage you to read this book.